Great. Thanks, Tim. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for your time today. We'll kick off today. I'll just run through who we are, our story, our business, a little bit about our model and growth strategy, and then tie it off with any questions. So if we just flip through to the next, look, normal disclosures apply. Look, this is our business. We're a portfolio of SaaS businesses. Our focus is to provide essential services within high growth markets. I'll talk more about the four businesses shortly that currently sit within the portfolio. To the left, 90% customer retention. We've got good solid annual recurring revenue and growing. And we've had good growth over the last few years as well. 125 customers plus, currently in 26 countries across North America, Europe, and Australia and Asia, and certainly a scalable revenue stream. And I'll get to our business model as well. Sticky customer base. We provide software as a solution technology. It is all about automation. It is all about convenience and efficiencies. Our board, who I'll introduce later in the slide deck, currently has 35% of shares on issue. So we're highly incentivized to build a growth story and make the most of current market conditions. So if we just move to the next slide, please. Won't spend too much time on this other to say this is the growth story of the last couple of years. Certainly, if we go back 3 or 4 years ago, some people might know us as Apply Direct, and I'll introduce that business shortly. But through acquisition and organic growth, we've brought the company to where it is today. We've got some key highlights in there in terms of multi-year contracts won, funding and placements secured in the last 12 months, customer growth, and the launch of new products. So I will highlight some of the key benefits of each of these shortly. But look, a busy few years. The company has spent time appointing a new board in the last few years, a new management team. So certainly ready to mobilise the business to continue growth and provide great return to shareholders as we move forward. Let's next slide, please. So these are the four businesses. If I introduce on the left the recruitment solutions businesses and mentoring. So if you see just down the bottom, we've got HR SaaS technology services, and that's how we're splitting the business up. And then to the right in our niche SaaS services, so which is in the utility billings market. But if we start with Apply Direct was really brought about to solve a problem for government. And the problem was that, and we all know, in fact, we can't interact on this, but if I was asked the question, has anyone had any issues with hiring or attracting talent or retaining talent? I expect the answer would be yes. It's well documented that, the talent market globally, there's a shortage of skilled workers, there's a shortage of workers, more vacancies than there are people available to do the job. So we've got some real challenges. What's really important is that companies get their messaging right to market, and that candidates have a great experience while they're applying for jobs and then being engaged by organisations and then being developed by organisations. So our HR technology products start, if you think of it as two bookends, where attraction is the first part of the bookend and development and retention is the second part of the bookend. That's where we fit. So back to Apply Direct, an inbound white label career site developed originally for New South Wales government. And the problem they had was 54 different departments were all going out to market with different messaging. There was no central source of information. There was no ability to grab the data and understand anything about their employment, what jobs, for example, they might have available from one central repository. So Apply Direct built the platform. It's alive today. If you were to Google, I work for New South Wales, you'd see that. We also support the platform Careers Victoria. And the traffic, you can see there 7 visitors last year. I don't have the final numbers for this year, but it's similar, slightly more. It's a really powerful tool, career site platform for governments wanting to attract talent through one portal. So the candidate Googles a train driver job, for example, and they're directed into this website. They can then apply, and it shoots off into what's called a CRM, or applicant tracking system. So that business has been around for a while. We've reinvested in that, and we're currently adding new customers onto that platform. Jobtail. If we look at Jobtail, Jobtail is a new initiative, entrepreneurial play. This is about bringing control back to anyone who's hiring. We know that job specs, last minute thought, pull one together, upload it, put it on a job board, maybe not, maybe go direct to network. We know that only about 30% of jobs are advertised, and about 70% of jobs are filled directly through referral and network. So it's really important that messaging is clear, that companies, 200 or less or slightly more, who may not be well resourced with HR, human resources, and may not have the time to recruit properly, a tool like Jobtail will certainly support them with there. And that's plug and play. So swipe the credit card, follow the templates, build your profile, build the job spec, add some video, send it out through your network, upload it to socials, whatever it is you choose to do. The experience for the candidate, really important. They get one message, they understand what the job is about, they understand what the culture of the organisation is about, and they can choose to apply or schedule an interview without leaving that page. Because lots of candidates, they need to leave a job ad to go and learn about the career. What's the, go to a website and have a look. 80% of applicants drop off in that process. Jobtail aims to, through better automation, better communication, improved messaging, aims to keep people in that application process and apply for jobs. Art of Mentoring. This is our hero. This was an acquisition back in October 20. It has gone from strength to strength. It provides a mentoring platform, and it's all built around expert, evidence-based mentoring. And so the content is a real differentiator for Art of Mentoring. It's been very well procured by highly qualified people and put into programs and design. So look, Art of Mentoring, and mentoring is growing. We all know about coaching. Mentoring is, arguably where coaching was 20 years ago. They're both similar in many ways, but it's good mentoring programs, provide much improved engagement in the workplace, which we all need to keep our talent. But it also, people under a good mentoring program are 5 times more likely to be promoted, and 1.5 times more likely to stay in their jobs. So that's very exciting. We've had some really good growth opportunity in the US. We've added, a number of customers. We've got great channel partners. And we'll be relocating our CEO over to North America to be based in Austin to continue to build out and execute on a pipeline, which the good news is moving into FY23 is 3 times stronger than what it was for the same period last year. So we're really excited about what this business is doing. It makes a great difference for organisations, culture, performance, retention, and is a very powerful, simple to use platform. Utility Software Services, USS. It falls under our niche SaaS services, and it provides, it's the engine room really for retailers, particularly targeted for new entrants into market. And then we grow, the business grows as new entrants grow. So it's a billing platform, so we all get our bills going up a little bit, I notice, and it's this business and this technology that generates those bills and sends. So that's the full business, that's as they are today. We might just go quickly to the next slide. This is the business model. So with SaaS, the beautiful thing about SaaS is that it is recurring. So we have a payment frequency of monthly, implementation fees. They vary across the different businesses, and the subscription fees also vary. You can see there Lifetime value of customers tend to renew. So you may have seen earlier, we've got about an 85% renewal rate of customers across the business. It'll be stronger than that this year just passed, but very strong once the software's in and continue to service and provide it's meeting the business outcomes, we contracts get renewed. We might move to the next slide. Just a list of some of the customers currently growing. Part of the growth strategy is once in is cross-sell, particularly across the HR tech businesses. This cross-sell, upsell, we have a very similar customer base and continue looking for those. And it's not just cross-selling across business, it's also upselling additional programs within the businesses that we sign. So we might start off with running one mentoring program, word of mouth grows. We have a 90% satisfaction rate for the programs we run, and then other departments will jump on board. So it starts to become a little viral in those organisations, and great product. A little bit about, thought we'd focus a bit today on the HR tech versus the utility space, but that's the SaaS market. We know it's growing. Automation, digitization has changed everything. But I just thought I'd read out just a couple of stats on that. But in 2015, the SaaS market was around estimated to be around a $31 billion industry. 2025, it's estimated to be at about 436 billion. It's currently at around 170. So there's huge growth in front of us. And then if we break that down into a vertical market and look at the HR technology market, globally estimated to be about 158 billion globally, whereas the online recruitment market is expected to grow from 28 bill there to 43. So enormous growth for good software, for good problem solvers, really, that can help solve the end-to-end solution or modular-based solutions that organisations struggle with that. Look, we find that a lot of customers are still working out of spreadsheets or email, and it's pretty common. And there's ways around that. We know talent is top of the minds of many people across all levels of organisation. We know that there is a jobs boom, even though the market's tough at the moment. There is plenty of work. We expect that software will continue to get the attention because it does create efficiencies and cheaper cost to hire when done well. So the mentoring sector growing. The amount of interest that we have through demos and then conversion is enormous, and education and training through mentoring and automating that as much as possible is certainly growing in demand. So here, growing portfolio of global software businesses. So we've spent a lot of time in the last 12 months, both listening and understanding customer, building out our roadmaps, improving product, and making sure that our existing customers are happy, and taking those learnings into new customers that we're exploring with to build out pipeline. Offshore expansion, we've got real interest, particularly with Art of Mentoring. We'll continue to grow that, and we're pretty active in the acquisition space as well. This is the board. I won't go through each one, but as I mentioned earlier, very much focused on growing this business, making it successful. We've got great pipeline growing into FY23 across each of the businesses. We look forward to executing on that. Each of the board are very experienced businessmen, both in merger acquisitions, in growing SaaS businesses, in selling, and we've got our newly appointed co-founder and CEO Alex Richardson there on the left, who'll be on the right, who'll be moving to Austin over the coming months. So look, that pretty much brings us to a close, I think. If there are any questions, Tim.
Yeah, thanks, Brendan. We've only got time for one question, unfortunately. In regards to, there was a question around your renewing the Victorian government contract. Is there any update on that? And you've been there's been a lack of news lately. Can you give an idea of what investors or potentially new investors can expect from news flow moving forward?
Yeah, so news flow, we're well aware of that. We've been working, very hard in the background to generate new contracts and do a good job on the ones we have. We've got good flow coming. So New South Wales Gov was the renewal, and that's a great win. We're continuing to work with them on new programs, as we are with Victorian government. A lot of work going on in the background in terms of announcements there. We'll just have to wait. In terms of the other businesses, Jobtail, that we're looking at. We've got 70 odd customers signed up for pilot, so we're super excited about that. The feedback's been enormous. That'll be live late July, early August, and that's on track to make a real difference. Did I answer your question there, Tim? Was there anything else?
Yeah. No, that's all good. Thank you. That's unfortunately we have no more time, so we'll move forward with the other presentation, and we'll follow your story with interest and love to get you back on, Brendan.
Thanks, Tim.